North students and staff. We at North News hope you are staying home and staying healthy. My amazing news team will be going above and beyond from their homes weekly on our YouTube channel to keep you up to date. So don't forget to subscribe to get weekly updates and see our North News. We will be broadcasting every Friday morning just like we did before we left. If you have anything amazing that you would like to share with us, please email me, Mrs. Wright. Now on to the virtual North News.
Good morning, North. I'm Bella, and I'm reporting here from my house.
Here are your announcements. It's almost Earth Day, North. Come join the North Junior High Green Club on April 22nd at 11 a.m. for Earth Day Live Boise, a student-led webcast focusing on climate activism in the time of the coronavirus pandemic. This event will feature speakers from local organizations, live performers, a raffle, and much more to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Here's the link to join the meeting. Are you missing yoga club? Well, you can still do yoga with your friends. We have a Facebook page with a yoga club session already loaded onto it. 45-minute easy flow with Nicole. All students and faculty can join Yoga Love Boise and take the session. Boise School Summer School is moving online. See your counselor for more information or check out his or her website.
Hello Vikings, it is time for this week's Viking value card drawing. You might be wondering, how are we going to do that while we're in shelter in place? Well, students who win and our 2 teachers as well, please watch your mailbox. We're going to send you a gift card from Fancy Freeze for a milkshake. Remember to use all social distancing when you go to get those. Better yet, students, have your parents just pick it up for you on their way home if they're still working. So for this week, we have Ms. Tarigian to help us out with our Viking card drawing. Remember, keep demonstrating those Viking values of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and integrity. And here we go with this week's Viking card drawing.
Here we go, Vikings. First winner is Frida E. from Johnson's class. Second winner, Neela M. from Miss Toy. The third Viking card value winner is Scott H. from Mr. Fulmer. And then we have Asher K. from, I can't tell which teacher, but Asher K. Grace G. from Mr. Rose class. And we have Alex H. from Miss Schwarzhoff. Duffy H. from Miss Coughlin. And Reese P. from Oberlin-Docker. And then our 2 teacher winners are Mrs. Hart and Mrs. Channing. Congratulations, Vikings.
For all you bookworms out there, Miss Baker has set up a virtual reading room in her Google Classroom to hang out and talk about books and other things. If you would like to join, you can email her for more information or check out the library website. Students, you do not need to return books at this time. We will collect them whenever the school opens back up. Just keep them safe at home. Now a short video from Miss Baker.
Hi Vikings, Mrs. Baker here. I miss you guys so much and I hope you're all doing really well. I just wanted to take a moment to remind you about the library's Instagram account. Right now I'm using it to post resources I find, fun things to do, cool new books, inspirational things, just anything I can think of to kind of help make this really strange time more enjoyable and bearable for everybody. So if you don't already, please follow North JHS Library. That account is on Instagram. We also are on Facebook and Twitter. If you or your parents use either of those social media platforms, please follow. Again, that's North JHS Library. And I'm tired of looking at just my face on the library Instagram, and I would love to share pictures of the cool things that you're doing and the cool things you're reading. So if you have your parents' permission, please take some pictures of the cool things that you are doing at home or around your home, the cool books you're reading, and you can send them to me at kate.baker@boiseschools.org. That's kate.baker@boiseschools.org. if you can shoot them as a square photo or try to make your picture so that you mostly fit inside a square, it works better on Instagram. But I will take any pictures that you want to send and share, and I'll put them on the library Instagram so that we can all have a little bit of community and togetherness in this strange time of physical distancing. Take really good care of yourselves. If you have any problems or questions that you think either I might be able to help you with or I might be able to find someone who can, please contact me. I am here to help. I'm going to be keeping office hours just like your other teachers. You can email me, contact me on social media, and I'm looking forward to getting to see you in person again soon.
Hey students, are you feeling stressed or anxious during this pandemic? If so, remember, you can still practice your mindfulness. Our counselors are sharing tips and suggestions over on their website, so be sure to check that out. Miss Hale would like to send out a huge congratulations to Taylin Biza and Lexi Lawley on their publications in this year's Stories of Our Collective Future. It takes a risk to put your voice out there, especially in written form, and we are all very proud of you for doing this. Thank you for representing yourselves and for North so very well. They will be joining Colin Smith, who was recognized earlier by a Scholastic Award winning. Do you love singing and love working hard with an awesome team of amazing friends? Mr. Klaus wants you to join choir. Auditions for Nuances will be held remotely. Record yourself singing and send it to Mr. Klaus via email. He will reply with one more thing that you will need to do for your auditions. Ninth graders, if you're interested in trying out for Boise High Choir next year, email Mr. Klaus and he will answer all of your questions for choir. There is a place for you to sing at Boise High, even if you have no prior experience.
When it's sleepy time, down south.
Students, remember to check your email. The school and teachers are trying to give out information on what to do during this epidemic. Another place you can look for these messages are in Infinite Campus, Message Center, and Inbox. That is also another place to look for your messages.
I have some questions for you.
Okay. Shoot, Charlie.
So, the coming of the virus was really quickly and very unexpected for a lot of people. And so, were you prepared for the virus to come in so quickly?
You know, Charlie, that's a great question. I don't think anybody was truly prepared. We haven't had anything like this since 1918. And so I think that we all thought about it. I think that we all had in our mind what we would do. But the reality is you don't know how to respond appropriately until you start responding. And so, no, I would say that as a school right now, we were not prepared to have students not show up the next day when we called school. That's something that as an administrator and steward of all of the school that I had not given any thought to. So we're doing the best we can as we go forward. You saw that probably with our initial rollout of lessons that first 2 weeks. I can't tell you the relief I feel now that we're in phase 2. I've talked to a ton of students. They're emailing me. It's great. I think we're really more in stride, but it took us a little bit I think it took all of us by surprise. Absolutely. Good question.
Mm-hmm. So when do you think school will be actually back in session?
Well, our school board has already determined we're not coming back this year. And I don't know if you're aware, today the governor announced the shelter in place to last citywide through the end of this month, and then left the choice of reopening schools to school boards. Ours has already made that determination. And so we won't be back physically this year. That's one reason why phase 2 is so important. And for students, particularly our freshmen, but for all students, to look at everything they did in third quarter, look at their grades. If they have something that's inconsistent, it means they didn't learn all the material. Get in touch with their teachers, learn the material, and then then you can worry about your grade, and then you can improve it. But really, it's that mastery of third quarter that's going to be so important going forward. Mm-hmm. So back to your question, we're not coming back this year. I think we're all worried about we talk about the bell curve of how long this lasts. and flattening the curve. And I think we're still learning about how long and how wide that curve is. And from what we do know, it could easily spill into next year. I worry about that. I also worry about the potential for coming back to school and seeing a spike again. I mean, those are all things that are going through our minds now that we're thinking about, doing business the way we are now and doing education the way we are now.
Yeah, definitely. What have you been doing during the quarantine? How have you been spending your time?
That's a great question. It's funny. As a principal of any school this size, you communicate with a lot of different people. But the amount of communication that I've done has been at an unprecedented level. I had to take off my Fitbit because I had notifications for when I received a text or an email or a phone call. It was kind of freaking me out. So I don't wear it anymore. I'm without that part. But mostly I've been communicating with people and then organizing things. So we'll talk here in a minute about locker clean out that's coming up. We're running some things right now to get some instruments back to students. But it's a lot of removing barriers for teachers to do what they do best, but they're doing it in a way that we've never worked before. We are all about in-class, hands-on, nurturing student-centered learning, making every lesson powerful, but that's with kids in classrooms. We don't have that right now. So basically, I'm just trying to help teachers to do the awesomeness that they do, but do it like we're doing this right now.
Yeah, that sounds like a big deal.
It's a lot. We've got a great staff here. It makes it easier.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else to say to the students or the staff?
Yeah, both. Our staff I talk to pretty regularly. They're doing a great job, and I'm hearing some awesome things from our staff. For students, this is hard. I know it's difficult. Please, think about your Viking values and put those in play at home. Help your families with whatever you can at home. And we're all about being safe right now. That's our absolute priority. But this is North. Our focus is on learning, and we have just a ton of students that want to learn absolutely everything they can from every lesson. And we're trying to create that now. It just won't be the same. So, I think I sent out, or I said in the video I did earlier, like biology, for example, we were about to start the dissection unit. We're not going to send home, the squid or brains or lungs or things like that to have you dissect on your kitchen table. I promise your parents wouldn't love that. But we're trying to find things to replicate that. Or, for those kids who are in physical science, we were just burning metals to determine what kind they are. We're not going to ask you to do that at home. So really with students, just be patient with what we have. Truly try and master everything that you can from third quarter. Because when we get back, we're going to pick up from that point of mastery and move forward. So if there's ever a time that students want to look at everything and look at leaving points on the table from an assignment, it's not the grade, it's the learning. The grade is a reflection of what you know. And my hope is that every student takes this time and truly masters everything from third quarter and is ready to launch when we can get back into stride.
Is there anything upcoming that maybe the students might want to know about?
Yeah, Charlie, there's some things I'm really excited about. We just did our first virtual Viking card drawing. You'll see that in today's news, which is really cool. We'll actually mail out gift cards for a shake from Fancy Freeze. So I'm excited we're getting that back together and honoring those students who earned their Viking value cards, so far, as long as we were in school. We're going to start working on the talent show. That's already kind of underway. So those students who tried out and practiced so hard, we're going to honor that part, and we'll put together a video presentation of the talent show. Viking News is obviously back on, which I am very excited about that. We're working on some things with the teachers to get some messages out to students kind of as a whole school. Right now we're building content for TikTok. We're not ready to roll that out yet because we don't have a lot there, but we're working on that. And then awards assembly. I don't think I mentioned that one. We're working on building the awards assembly back again because some students, especially our freshmen, they worked hard for 3 years. A lot of times partly for that recognition, which is great. And we want to honor that part as well. The freshman farewell, we're working on some stuff with that and even yearbook distribution. But kind of the most pressing thing is we're going to start cleaning out all of our student lockers, and we'll start having families come by. We'll do it by grade level and by alphabet. We'll start that on Monday. And so just getting the year sort of wrapped up from the facility side is our big priority right now.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Thanks again, Charlie. Take care.